Welcome to TSU Human Performance Sports Science Podcast, where we dive into the fascinating world of sports science and innovation, right here at Tennessee State University.
We are your hosts,
I'm Nil
and Franka, and today we are taking you on an exciting journey to educate, entertain, and keep you up to date of happenings right here on our campus.
In each episode of TSU HPSS, we'll bring you exclusive interviews with our expert faculty, coaches, student athletes, and our students from our departments who are making stride in this field.
You will gain the insights into the latest training techniques, nutrition strategies, and sports psychology breakthroughs that are now shaping the future of sports performance.
All while bringing it to you from an HBCU perspective.
Okay, everybody, welcome to our second episode of HPSS Tiger Fit podcast. Today with us is Dr. Smith.
Hey, Dr. Smith, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you guys today? Thanks for having me.
We're great. We love your voice. Your voice.
Hey.
So, tell us a little bit more about yourself. Tell us who you are, what you represent for this department, and what you do for this sport department.
So my title is the Department Chair for the Human Performance and Sports Science Department. I actually came through this exact department 24 years ago. And so to be the department chair 24 years later is kind of unique, but it's very humbling at the same time. So I graduated from here, went out and did some teaching and coaching in Metro Nashville Public Schools. And then I came back here as an instructor, then assistant professor, then associate professor, and now department chair.
Wow.
So this place is near and dear to my heart. And so everything that we do, I'm trying to do it as all those phases of my life. So as a student, what I would have wanted to have had. As a grad student, what I would have wanted to have had. And so that's the way I look at things now.
I think that's very important that you actually went through it like from the beginning, so you also know what you said, like from the student's perspective, what do they need, and also want to improve and give them the best options. So I think that's actually quite impressive. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love that a lot.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. I feel that you've been the professor that inspired me the most. So having you as an undergrad student, I really learned a lot from your different classes, and I really wanted to ask you, what are your mentors and what wakes you up in the morning? What are your motto?
So my mentors, I didn't have a very good father figure role model. So I had some uncles that stepped up, personally, but then my coaches. So I had a lot of coaches. I played a lot of sports to keep myself busy, keep myself out of trouble. So my baseball coaches, basketball, football, I actually played ice hockey. So all my coaches kind of took me under their wings and helped, mold the person that I am on that side of things. And then I had a really strong mom who helped me, pursue my education and gave me that opportunity. And then the second question or second part, you were saying what wakes me up is I think every day you try to be a better version of yourself. And so I have children that I have to demonstrate that. We can tell them all day long, but when they see that, they see me get up early. They see me get to work every day. They see me not calling out. They see me working hard. They see me helping try to change lives every day. I think that motivates my children. And so that's what motivates me, is for them to have opportunities I didn't have. And so then they'll just continue that with their children, and everything will always continue to be excellent in their lives.
Yes. How do you find this balance? Because we know that you have multiple jobs, you're doing a lot, and we all know that you're a grinder. So how do you find this balance? How do you manage your time?
So I think what the main part for me is to make sure that I have the balance of the multiple jobs, but then also my family time, which we call our core four. So it's my wife, my 2 children, and myself.
Yeah.
I want to spend time at a sit-down dinner with no technology once a week. I want to sit down every night for dinner with my family that I possibly can during the week. And understanding that they're, one's a teenager, one's a young adult, they have their lives as well. So we kind of give them that opportunity on the weekends to do what they like. And then we come back together again on Sundays and we have a Sunday family day. So that part is what I've gotten better at. As a younger coach, I spent a lot more time coaching than I did being a father. And that's probably one of my biggest regrets, if I'm being honest. But I try now as I've gotten older to separate the two. So I'm going from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then after that, I take that hat off and I'm dad, or I'm just husband, Jason. She calls me a lot of other names, but sometimes mostly it's Jason. And so that's where I focus my time and attention. And so I think it's all about prioritizing your time. And then trying to make the best out of each day, like I said earlier, because, we have 86,400 seconds in a day, and no one's promised that next day. So I'm trying to optimize those seconds every single day, and I wake up thinking about that every single day.
Yeah, I love that. And I just wanted to say that from the kid perspective, my mom was always very busy, and she's my role model. So whatever you're doing and showing your kids, waking up in the morning, grinding, that is everything what you put in me. So I just want to tell you that you're doing a great job, 100%, and I really hope that your kids are seeing it.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
I think they are. So we'll see. But they're great. Everybody thinks their kids are great, but I think my kids are great.
Okay, so that's good. That's good. And I don't think you should regret coaching a lot. My mom used to work a lot. I barely saw her when I was a kid, but she's now here, and even though she was working a lot, she put a lot of good stuff in me, like motivates me, showed me how to, she put the base stuff in me, even though she was always working. So I don't think you should be regretting.
Well, my wife basically did a great job with both of them, so I give her a lot of that credit.
Okay. Well.
So the next subject we wanted to talk about was the HPSS program. So as the department chair, what are your plans for this program? How do you see it, and what do you have in mind for it?
So we've got a lot going on. First of all, we're the third largest department at the entire university with almost 500 students. So what I have to try to figure out, and what we figure out as a department working together, is what are some careers and opportunities for employment that our students will need after college. I don't want them to come out without a certification or an idea or some form of, feeling complete and completed, right? So we've got our undergrad, which are exercise science, and that could lead to athletic training, physical therapy, occupational therapy, personal fitness and training, strength and conditioning. Then we have physical education and health education. That's the one that's near and dear to me because that's what I went and did for 12 years. But it's really been hard to try to recruit students to be educators. Yeah. So we're putting a plan together for that. And then at the graduate level with the sport administration and then the exercise science, we have really started to look at the careers that our students can have once they finish that degree, and whether it's after undergrad going on to graduate school or getting out and working for Metro Parks, working for the professional organizations around here in Nashville, the Nashville Predators, the Nashville Sounds, Tennessee Titans, and Nashville soccer team. But even beyond that, working for somewhere in the city, somewhere in the government, the TOA, hospitals, whatever, their pleasure, the school systems, there's options out there for them. But what I didn't want, and what my main focus now is becoming, what type of job can I help them, and can we help them as our department get once they cross that stage? Because I hate seeing that look on people's face. They walk across, they're all excited, everybody's there, their family's there, and then that next Saturday they're like, I don't have a job. I did graduate, but what is my plan? And I think that happens more than not. And so, in the 2 senior type courses I teach, I try to make sure they have that plan, whether it's a career research paper, whether it's an internship opportunity to where they can kind of see, hey, this is the pursuit, the route I want to pursue, or this is not what I was thinking it was going to be. You know, so that's what I think our job as this department for all our professors is to create opportunities for our students after they graduate. We can give them the pedagogy and the content knowledge and try to get them some experiences, but then how are they going to apply that? And then how are they going to be able to live their lives, right? And then, you know, I'm a big full circle guy, so I want them to come back and say, hey, now I'm doing well. Let me do a $1,500 scholarship for the HPSS Foundation, you know? And so always reaching back to where you came from and not forgetting that is really important to me.
That is true. And I always love your classes because you often ask students actually what do they want. And why I love it is because, as you said, some of them know, but some of them don't. But you actually make them think. Right. So at least they're trying to explore more options and maybe come up to you and ask you like, hey, can I try this job? And then if they don't like it, at least they know that is not an option anymore, but they can focus on something else. And the thing that you do in your classes as well is make us apply for jobs to get the credits, which is actually great because maybe also one student didn't know what he want to do or she don't want to do. She applied for the job, she tries it out, and she likes it at the end, but she literally had a job after the graduation. So
right, I think Neil got a callback.
I got mine too. Yeah,
that was incredible because that really opened my eyes into how good was my my resume, because I was getting answers back from those different company that wanted me to have an interview, and like that was interesting to me, and that really opened my eyes. And now I kind of believe a little bit more that I can out there find a job which is what I want, you know, something that interests me a lot, and that really opened my eyes. That was really useful.
So I think a lot of it is self-belief, like you said, and I think a lot of our students have to have that and have to be taught that a little bit deeper than just the content area and knowledge, because we have some great students here. We've got some special students here. We've got some students that can truly contribute to, you know, all the entities I mentioned earlier, and they just have to believe that themselves. And then once they do, you know, they can give, you know, parts of them that can make that opportunity better, you know, as far as their thoughts and some ideas and things that are, you know, going to create even better working environment for them. So
that is true. And I also realized that our department, and that's probably also your idea, is actually awarding the good students.
Absolutely.
In our department, one of those things was the Titus Internship that Nil and I actually got lucky to go on. And we're, to this day, I'm very grateful that I had experience like that in the professional big company, something what NFL is. And now that I know that Nil was excited to talk about it, so I'm gonna let you talk about it a little bit more.
Basically, what was the Titans project was spending an entire week with the staff, and one after the other, we met with the entire staff in the sport administration part, maybe not the coaching part, but it was just interesting to see what do they do, and those different type of job behind only the coaching side of sports, right? Sometimes we forget that there's a bunch of different jobs outside of just coaching, and it was really eyes opening for me too. And I was really glad that I could experience that. And I wanted to ask you, how do you find those opportunities? Like, where do you find those people?
So when I came in 2 years ago as the chair, that was on my list to try to start hitting all the professional sports. So the VP here, Dr. Melton, actually had a connection with Tina Tuggle at the Titans. So then they got in touch with me, and of course I had been trying to get in touch with different people, but it's all about a lot of times who you know more than what you know.
Exactly.
So once I got that contact with her, she loved the idea. She gave me the itinerary of what she thought we could do, and then I put it together in a syllabi, you know, and then we took 12 graduate students and 10 undergraduate students. And so I knew our students would do really well if we could just get our foot in the door. And so once we got there and had that opportunity, there was nothing but positive things that the entire Tennessee Titans staff had to say about us and our students, from the CEO, you know, all the way down to the grounds maintenance crew. and just the way that we presented ourselves, the questions we asked, the attentiveness that we had, the way we were dressed professionally. And I think all those things were really important. But for when we were asking the people questions there, they had to reflect back on, well, why, how do I relax? And then what are my main types of jobs? What does my title mean? And so it made them reflect. So even more want to participate next year. And then they want us to send 30 students next year.
Wow, really?
Nice.
Yes,
That's
and they wanted to
impressive.
do it for the next 5 years. So that's the phenomenal part of the
exciting.
Maymester Professional Sports Consortium with the Tennessee Titans and the NFL.
Wow.
So I've gotten a lot of calls about it, the videos on LinkedIn and a few other sources. So, but that was for the students. So now they've had that opportunity. A couple of them got internships from that.
Yes.
And so I had the twins, the Miley twins do that video and recording. So we had the whole package put together. So now I just presented it that same program to the Nashville Predators. Well, Hannah Alsop is a former undergraduate of TSU. It works for the Predators.
Oh, there it is.
So we made a connection and got the right people in the room. And so I presented the program that we did at the Titans to let's replicate it here at the Predators. So she went back and pitched it to their specific departments about it, and they said they loved it. Let's do it, and we're going to do that now for Extreme Winter, January the 8th through the 12th, including a game, a Predators game.
Oh, really?
So they're going to be able to go to whatever area their emphasis would be in, whether it be videography,
Wow.
whether it be the marketing side, the ticketing side, the sales side, the hospitality side, and kind of shadow that person at an actual NHL game.
Wow, this is going to be so
So
exciting.
now, yeah. So I took that same approach and got in touch with the Nashville Sounds and showed them the whole program that we had. And so they are on board for Extreme Spring. So
Wow.
March 4th through the 8th, we'll be doing a consortium in MILB, minor league baseball, with the Nashville Sounds.
That's great.
So our students will have that opportunity. The last one I'm working on is Major League Soccer, and they want to do something. They want to do something, but we're trying to get the dates right. But they're in, but we haven't confirmed a date, so I don't want to.
We're missing
release
the
that
days
yet.
at the end. We need more and more days of the school year.
So I think I'm going to do them in the beginning of the summer, the middle of the summer, because we'll have the Titans in May, and then do soccer maybe in July or August. They have an All-Star break,
Okay.
so we're looking at that week for All-Star. But if we can get 4 major sports with our students opportunity to go to 1 or 3 or 2 of those, that's going to be exposure for them. That's also going to give them opportunities to see what it's going to take to be in
Yes.
that area, of working in that area. And so, I think just forming partnerships and letting our students see what their future could be is really important. And so that's been my big push. We've also worked out some relationships with Metro Parks, the Sportsplex, and our Centennial Sportsplex. It used to be called Ice Centennial back in the day, guys.
Ice and tape.
Ice Centennial.
Is it because the hockey's
Yeah, and it was just one rink. This is back when it was just one rink.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's the sports side of things. And then, I kind of let Dr. Cockrum and Dr. Martinez Sapansky and Dr. Heimdahl handle the exercise science side because that's their specialty. And Dr. Dixon as well. I didn't mean to leave her out. But so they kind of handle that side. And then Dr. Jones, Dr. Johnson, and myself for now, we're looking more at the sport and men's side. But we all have a common goal, which is to help our students and prepare them for success.
Yeah, that's
successful careers.
Yeah, and this is what you're saying. It's something amazing, an amazing opportunity for them to develop, to see what they're interested in, and especially because they can talk to a lot of parts, a lot of staff. So it's not just one direction, it's more directions. What you said, it's the maintenance, it's the finances, the ticketing, is the hospitality.
Right.
So maybe they thought they're interested in finance, but then hospitality is actually pretty nice. I think I have more passion about it. So I think that is going to help them to develop them as the persons.
That's it. And, and then again, we'll have more TSU alumni with these professional sports organizations that can speak on our behalf. And then we just continue to build those relationships and really partnerships, because that's what it's going to come down to. Because although I'm the chair now, in 5 or 10 years, I may not be the chair. So we're trying to develop these partnerships while we can and lay the foundation for this, right? So, we can continue.
Okay, I absolutely love the ideas. Neil, do you have any other questions?
I do not. I think that's it. That's it for this podcast.
Okay, well, thank you guys for doing all that you do. You're doing a great job in everything
Thank you.
that you've put your hands on, so we appreciate that. That's why you were selected. And we're just going to continue to build this program, so whenever you guys go back home, or if you stay here in the States, please make sure you come back around and be a part of it.
Definitely will, and we will try to give our best to help to develop
Love it.
as much as we're here.
Love it. All right, well, thank you guys for having me.
You're welcome, and have a great day, Dr. Smith.
All
Thank
right,
you so
too.
much.
Bye.